Today is our first revision class for paper DADLM 05, that is research and citation management, research information and citation management. That is the paper. So we have already conducted all our classes, around 12 classes, and now in this class we are going to discuss about what all we discussed in the previous classes and the important aspects which are there for your internal assessments and your main exams. In addition to that, in the end of the session, we will take take questions from you related to the subject. So to begin with, I just want to share my screen so that um, just a second. Um, I hope my screen is visible to you. And
Yes.
okay, great. So we'll start with our syllabus. Okay, where we have Unit 1 as fundamentals of research methodology in digital era. So in this unit, so we have total 5 units as already discussed with you people. So the first unit out of that is fundamentals of research methodology in digital era. So here we mostly discuss about the research methodology which you many of you who have already completed your masters, you must have studied research methodology, but the orientation is little towards digital side. Okay, so in like how the fundamental research has changed after the world after uh, the era of computers, or when in the era of AI and in the era of you can say World Wide Web. So in this our um, the topics which we were supposed to cover includes introduction to the research process, which means the definition of the research, like what is research, what are the different components of research, then what are the different stages or steps of research which we conduct, uh, then importance of research in digital era. So these were the major components which we discussed as an introduction to research process. Then how to conduct the literature review, that also we discussed a bit during our classes, where we have to understand that what are the digital literature, from where we can get the digital literature, from where we collect the data or information or the research articles, how we search for the different digital databases. So that's where the course PGDADLM, it has both practical and theory, two components. So in practical components, we have we knew about different methods or ways how to search or perform the search in digital databases. Here I want to mention that the papers should be papers, all the papers we have DADLM 01 to DADLM 08, all are interlinked and related to one another. Like for instance, in DADLM 2, which is related to internet and uh, open access educational resources, there also we discussed about search techniques in digital databases. So here also uh, we use it in the practical component, and in theory we try to understand the systematic literature review or literature review in the digital era, or using the digital means. Then along with that, we have other steps of research methodology also we discussed, like observations and hypotheses, like different, what are the different types of um, uh, observations or types of hypotheses, how to formulate the hypothesis. With this, we completed our first unit, and then we had second unit which was related to data collection methods, in which what are the different data collection methods, importance of data in research, overview of data collection tools like questionnaire, interviews, or observations, and including its techniques or best practices. Also, we have another topic, reliability and authenticity of research data, which means that when we collect the data, how to ensure that the collected data is authentic, and collected data can be used for the analysis purpose, and it will not be biased, or it will not the result should not be biased. Um, to ensure that, we have to check whether the research data is reliable and authentic. In addition to that, we had another topic in our syllabus, that's archiving of research data. Here we discussed a few components like research data, data management, data curation, and data life cycle. All those things we discussed in this particular component of our syllabus. Then online research data analysis tools. I think we discussed very briefly using maybe Excel or R also a bit was discussed during the class. As some portion maybe today also we will discuss in our class. Then reference management was another aspect where we discussed about the different types of references, and citation management, both practical and theoretical aspects of reference and citation management was explored. Then some of the reference management tools we later on when we conducted our practical classes in PCP, we discussed about different reference management tools, including MS Word, Mendeley, and Zotero. Uh, then further, we also discussed about uh, yeah, some more components which are there in our syllabus related to the bibliometrics and some other kind of analysis. So in bibliometric analysis, we traced the history of bibliometrics, how it emerged from librometry to altometrics or knowledgeometry of current day. Then we also discuss some of the mapping and visualization tools in between the research, or in between the classes. We also discussed about web-based systems or tools, how they can be used for the web-based research. Information management system is something which we study in detail in library and information science domains. Whenever I think whoever have completed their masters, they must have studied. Here also a bit we discuss that what are the different organizations. Some of the students have taken this as project also for research information management system, or in general information management system. So uh, this was briefly our uh, syllabus. Along with that, some additional portion also we discussed, like for instance, research data management and data management planning aspects we discussed in our classes. We discussed also about the bibliometrics or scientometric aspect of you can say measurement or bibliography measurement. So not measurement, rather we can say estimation, or certain kind of analysis of bibliometric or bibliographic data or bibliographic records. So these were the components which we discussed about in our theoretical portion. We will go one by one and try to touch upon each of them, whatever we had discussed in our uh, theory or practical classes. So we first started with the let us first start with the theoretical sorry practical portion, what all we discussed in the practical. So in practical part of our syllabus, we had to discuss certain research tools in academic and professional setup. We got we had in our syllabus so many tools which includes which are related to the visibility or for the analysis or for the cleaning and curation purposes. If you go by the tools, the first kind of tools which we discussed in are related to the visibility of the research, or how the researcher, how a researcher can ensure that he is visible in the domain. So, Mm. Such tools. Such tools were discussed in the in our first practical class. We also had some discussion on the analytics and databases. Uh, then import we also discussed about the different tools which can be used for literature search and other aspects. The purpose of these tools, why we um, want to study, or why we should be studying about these tools include it helps us finding out the literature, or finding out the research works. Then it helps us providing citation analysis, impact assessment, and research work. So these were there are tools with example I will tool, like for instance literature discovery and access to scholarly resources. We have various tools like we can use the bibliographic databases, including web of science, or Scopus, DOAJ, or there are many which we can use for the search and discovery. Then citation, for citation analysis, we have certain programming languages like even Python and R also we can use. Then there are GUI based software or tools which like BiblioSigny we can use for citation analysis or impact assessment of a work. Even Google Scholars profile also can be used for the for understanding about the impact of a researcher or research. Uh, Same is the case with Scopus also. Also, this tools include research profile managers or research profile management tools like ORCID, or even the Bidwan database of InfluMnet, that also serves the purpose of creating the research profile. Then data driven decision making, we need to perform the analysis, data analysis. For data analysis, the very basic tool which we use is the normal spreadsheet or Excel. In addition to that, we can use the programming languages like R or Python. For the social sciences, we have SPSS and other software tools. Then supporting reference management and citation tracking, we have various reference managers, open and commercial both, available. Like for instance, we discussed in our class about Zotero and Mendeley. Also, in general, we have in our MS Word itself, we have reference manager which can be used for reference management and citation, giving the citation. In addition to that, enhancing research visibility through networking platforms, we have various platforms which we use. For instance, all the academic social media platforms, for instance, LinkedIn, or Academy I do, or ResearchGate. Those are also useful in creating the networks among the researcher, and share the visibility of their works. So the first one which we discussed in this regard was ORCID. ORCID is something which works like unique. It creates a unique identifier or unique ID for each and every researcher. it's like y- DOI of similar to DOI of article. ORCID is kind of DOI for individuals or for the researchers. Then we also we did hands-on in our class where we actually where I showed you that how to create a profile, and many of the students who were present there, they created their profile also. You can fetch your articles or works directly to ORCID ID, um, using certain kind of identifiers from the Scopus or Web of Science. Then another one, another tool which we discussed in practical class was Scopus. Scopus is one of the largest abstracting or indexing database, citation database, which has its coverage is huge, and we use Scopus for multiple purposes, like for instance for searching the articles or research, or for performing the bibliometrics or citation based analysis. We can use it for assessing or understanding the impact of um, any researcher, or impact of the works also based on citation. So these are some of the aspects which we cover, or we for which we use Scopus. Then in our class, we perform the hands-on on Scopus. For instance, I showed you what are the different ways to identify the citation count or author metrics, H index. Then Web of Science is similar to Scopus, but older than Scopus. It is another citation database provided by Clarivate Analytics. So this also performs the purposes whatever the Scopus does. This also this is yeah. So here one thing has to be mentioned, that these databases are not open but commercial. But since we have DU has the access to Web of Science and Scopus, so based on that we were able to we were able to cover, or I was able to show you its interface, and some more aspects, some basic aspects we discussed also in our class. Then ResearchGate is another which you all are aware, which is social networking for researchers, social networking. You can say academic search engine, sorry, academic social media for the researchers or academicians, where you can post your works, or you can get the updates from others. This also, I think all of you have your own ResearchGate ID, so I will be skipping it. Another one is Google Scholar, which is academic search engine. You can search the academic works here, and also in addition to that, you can find out different search and uh, different kind of matrices, including the citation count or H index or I-10 index you can get from here. It provides both normal search, and it helps you to get um, advanced search also. You can perform advanced search also. So you can put Google Scholar alerts based on the topics, and based on your research topics. So regularly you will be getting emails. As soon as certain article is indexed in Google Scholar, you will get email based on your choice. Then you can link your Google Scholar profile with ORCID, or with other profiles also. Another one is Microsoft Academic Search, which works similar to Google Scholar. Mendeley is something which is reference management software, and powered by Elsevier. So here you can perform so many activities. It is like your you can use Mendeley as your entire research management cycle, like from data collection to the literature review to storing the data or your information, or yeah, during your literature review you can annotate your works, or while reading you can create the notes and all that you can perform using Mendeley software. This we completed or covered in our classroom. Then impact story is another tool which is used for altmetrics. Altmetrics is nothing but an alternative metrics, because what happens is we have various bibliometric analysis systems or tools, or some of the empirical laws related to understanding the bibliometric aspects. Um, Very recently in 2010, another metric system came, we say as Ultimetrics, where um, the impact of work is or impact of an author is identified using the alternative metrics. For instance, the access of a resource in social media, in academic social works, in blogs, and how much is being tagged, or how many people are discussing it, discussing about a topic or a research on social media and in digital platforms. So for that we have the certain formula and that is how altimetrics is calculated. Impact story is something which helps in that. Then one can create their own profile on impact story. Then another one is Finder, which is similar to what we have Scopus or Web of Science. This works as a platform from where you can search the works in various forms, like for instance articles, patents, conference proceedings, or other reports also can be retrieved from there, both in simple and advanced manner. Then one can access it. One can use the search bar or normal search bar available with Finder. They can navigate to the citation or navigate to the research works and get the access. SciWall is another platform which is research analytics tool for performance benchmarking. This we can use if multiple people are working uh, on similar project, so they can collaborate with each other, and SciWall helps in that. Then this was the first class where we discussed about different tools or systems which one should be understanding for citation and research management. Then in addition to that, some more tools or systems are there which may be useful for us for um, effectively conducting the research. That includes for the data collection, we have tools like for creating the questionnaire, we have SurveyMonkey or Google Forms can help in that. For online interviews and all, we can use the even the Microsoft Team platform, or we can use other platforms like Big Blue Button, or there are so many other platforms which we can use for video conferencing, and maybe for um, uh, maybe Google Meet and other platforms, Zoom. These can we can use for face-to-face uh, alternative to face-to-face interviews. We can use these platforms or tools. This was about data collection. Then for the data analysis, we have various tools like R or Python or SPSS or even Excel or other spreadsheets powered by um, like if you talk about open access or open source uh, tool, you can say Calc. Microsoft Calc can also be used, or for the mathematics graduates usually they use MATLAB and other systems. So that's about the analysis purpose. After data collection and analysis, we can use. Of course, we quite often we use for data reporting or for writing the articles. We have various tools like, for instance, um, we if we have proper understanding of LaTeX, it becomes easier to um, report the analysis or create the report using the LaTeX platform or even our normal LibreOffice platforms or Microsoft Word platform also is useful in this regard. So these are some of the systems or tools which we should be aware of when we are talking about the research systems. Another aspect which we cover in research paradigm, which is not very popular in India yet, that's data management or data, you can say full life of cycle action towards the data, that how to preserve it or how to ensure that the data is being properly stored and its capability to be shared. So for that we use data management planning, or there are DMP platforms from where we can use data, from where we can plan that how we can store our data, or how we can we can preserve our data such a way that in future whenever one requires, they can have its access. We will discuss about that also. But let me just, since we are covering the practical aspect, I will just touch upon another aspect, which is Jotero. We will, for reference management, we will use Jotero platform. So those who are not present in the class, they can see we can just how to install the Jotero. You can go to the Jotero. You can search in your any browser. Uh, Jotero, and then you can get its Jotero website. You can go to Jotero website and you can download it as per your um, operating system, Mac, Windows, or Linux. Once you have downloaded, you have to extract it, or or you have to install it. And once installation is very simple in as I had showed in our classroom also, that you have to just download, and after downloading you can just give certain rights, or you can click on the certain some requirements, or they will ask that you are agreeing with their terms and conditions. Once you have done that, you can just search in your search bar. So Jotero will be there. So since already installed in my system, so I'm just directly going to Jotero. So you have to, so here what you can see is this is the interface of a Jotero. Simply you can see it has only five tabs: file, edit, view, tools, and help. And initially when you have not created any, you can say, any folder, you will have just a few, like for instance you will have my publications, duplicate items or unfilled items, trash, and my library. So from here you can add your own, you can say, items, or you add your own attachments. You can search here. You can add different your um, whatever work you have, you want to cite, that you can add beforehand itself. Also from here you can see you can add new library. New library means in this case new folder. For instance, unit 2 references, unit 3 references, unit. For different units, I have created certain kind of I have some references. For instance, for you, one of the works I had this many references, and I think also you can edit any of these um, uh, your created libraries or folders. So in addition to that, you can add your new collection. How you will add the new collection, you have to put here the details, and um, the important thing is, if you want to add certain journal article or document or book or anything else, you can directly do from here. You have multiple other options like artwork, bills, blog posts, letters, manuscripts, and so on. So all those you can add here, so that later on it will be visible to your default browser, which I will show how to connect it with your default browser. However, in the recent versions of MS, that's Office 365 and all, it by default it gives you tab for Jotero. Coming back to one by one, so the first one is file, where you can add the new items from here. Also, you can add new note to any particular collection. You can add new collections, import from certain things from your clipboard, export the library, directly import, close, and exit. Edit option also we have, from where we can uh, find, or certain advanced search preferences are there, where you can check, or where you can make your default style manager. You can get additional styles also from here. Also, while giving the citation, you can make citation options, which whether it should include the URLs for paper article or references. Another one is general setting, where you can see various file handling or miscellaneous options when you want to grouping also, that is also possible here. Syncing, you can sync it from your web version of your Jotero. When you install, it is suggested that you should be creating your web version also, so that suppose right now I am accessing it from my laptop. Later on in my office, if I want to get the access of all of my resources, so I can, if I have synced, or I have created my web version, or if I have registered on the web version of Jotero, we can simply sync and get those everything there itself. Also, export site and other options are available here. Advanced options are also there. Now we will just go to show you one reference, that how will you add, suppose you want to add certain article. You can simply from here enter ISBN or DOI, PubMed ID or archive ID, or um, anything else from here. So I just what I can do is I can just search on Google, maybe uh, one of my articles itself I will show. So I hope just one of the articles I add from here. I hope it's DOI is available. It must be available. We can just copy from here, and then I'll show how you can add it in your Jotero directly, without putting all the metadata of your work will be directly fetched from here. I have just copied and got the DOI of the work, and After putting the enter, you can see this was the article and these were the creators, and all the metadata elements are visible here. In the bottom, you can see information, notes and all I can add, tag I can add, related item also I can add. So the basic items you can see which it has fetched directly from using the DOI. So this is a journal article which was published in this particular journal. Its volume number, issue number, pages, and other things. It's a date, it's an abbreviation, it's a DOI, ISSN number, short title, URL, everything it has fetched just based on the DOI which we have just now got from here. So once this item is added, now suppose we want to cite it. So what we can do here is here uh, if you want you can connect it from your browser also, which I will show you later. But let me go to one of the articles which I had written. Now suppose I want to add this particular citation, add the citation here. So what we can do is we'll put our cursor here, and once the cursor is at the appropriate position, you can just you can go to your Jotero tab here in your MS Word or Office 365. Here you can see certain buttons have appeared: add edit citation, add edit bibliography, insert notes, and document preferences, refresh, and other things. Document preferences is somewhere from where we can ensure that from which particular style we want to put the citations and all, and so certain other things like fields or bookmarks and all. We can refresh or unlink citation also. So by default it will be linked, which is required also in many cases. So suppose here I want to add a citation which just now I have added just yeah, add citation. Okay, default APA 7 I want. So from here I just want to add the citation. Now you can see my library where citations and PGDADLM, everything has appeared here. So just now I had added this particular article and I want to cite it here. I just select it here and put OK. So the citation is given in APA 7 style, Gajbe et al. And 2021. We can add bibliography also in the end. So just I want to add bibliography also. So insert bibliography. So here is the bibliography of that particular work in APA 7, where the author names and other aspects are covered or put here just after references. So this is quite tedious job for a researcher if you want to if you have for instance in my research I had to cite more than 300 articles or more than 300 works. So if I go one by one and if I go one by one manually, there will be certain challenges. For instance, um, the major challenge would be I may commit mistakes or there can be inconsistency. Like if you see in APA 7 style for journals, for putting the reference, the first of all you see um, the indent is something like this. You have to give certain space here. The indentation is different. It is hanging indentation, we say. Then the author names are okay. You have to give ampersand instead of writing and in bracket you have to write the year. Then the title will be in simple manner. Then you can see here the name of the journal given here is in italics. Here also, if you see uh, another thing, the volume number is in italics. However, the issue number is in normal or plain text, page number and other aspects. So considering uh, the complexity, or you can see you have to take care of so many things, so that is where it is little challenging for us to when it is about one or two reference, okay, we can manage, but when it is in bulk it will be difficult for us, um, for both for citing and putting the citation as well as putting the reference and bibliographies. So that is where the reference managers are really handy and useful. You can use this tools and install the browser connectors. So suppose here, if you want to add, uh, since my default browser in this case is Edge, so by default, as soon as I clicked it, took me to the Edge, and from here I can install. And as soon as I install here, I just um, here you can see Mendeley I have, but Jotero connector is also um, there in the, I think in the class I we had installed it. So from here you can simply go and install for um, different y- browser you can use it. Okay, so you can use other like Chrome or Mozilla or Safari or any other browser if you want. You can connect your Jotero with. At least these three are supported here. Okay, if you want to see, you can see all supported connectors here. These three are supported. These are the major ones also. So the Edge, Chrome or Firefox or Safari connectors are available here. Then the advantage, as I told that the advantage is, suppose I just want to search from Google and uh, Google Scholar, I have, mm, I think I have to log in, which I don't prefer as of now. So you can search any topic like maybe artificial intelligence. You can get topics here. Try to use Jotero connector. From here you can see which item you want to add to your library. So you can select all. These are the books on artificial intelligence. You just put OK. You can saving to citation. So everything should technically go to the citation folder of our work. So these things are now, I think they will be added. So go to citations. See, earlier we had from here only, we had works from here, but now we have multiple works of Borden, Hunt, Winston, or Hammett on artificial intelligence. We have seen this many articles or works have been imported directly. So it becomes really easy for us to, we can directly import the works from the browsers also. And that becomes easy for us to create the citation or ensure the citation is being put. You can see directly, you don't have to do anything. The authors or all the major things which were indexed with Google Scholar, all of them are now with our uh, Jotero. So you can use any of them and cite, as I have already showed you. Suppose you want to cite some other things, like for instance, uh, here you want to cite something related to AI. You can go to add or edit citation. You want to cite the work of Borden, so you can go and search. So Borden 1996 is now cited. You can simply go to the reference and you see here Borden has been put, and you can see now it is putting the references in alphabetical order. Borden has come first and then Gajbe has come second. So this is all these things will be managed by the reference manager, and that is the advantage which is there in our syllabus. We discussed in our class also, but since it is part of the revision, so that's why I felt like it is important uh, to give you a brief demo about this also. The another thing which we wanted to discuss about in this regard was just a second. Yeah. Another thing which we had to cover was data management planning tools. I also discussed in the class GMP tool or DMP online. uh, DMP online, from there we had in our previous class we had I think we had used it. You have to create your own account, or once you have created your own account, you can manage your you can say um, data management plan, or you can manage or create your own plan using this particular tool, DMP online. So you can just go to DMP online. Its GUI is quite simple. You can see your dashboard, the different references, languages, and here is my you can see the my dashboard. So for this one thing what you have to do is you have to create your own plan. For creating your own plan, what research project you are planning, you have to mention for one. For instance, one in the previous class I had in our previous sessions we had done SOS project. I just put PGDADLM project here, and then the organization is if it is from certain organization, or just you want to do a mock project for testing practice or educational purposes, so you can just tick here since it is mock. We can do it. And funder you need not mention. um, just a second. um, it's just a mock project. Just open. Let us just start. I just show you from this itself. The project title is something project shoal we mentioned in the previous class. Project starts on certain dates. Its ID you have to mention. Who is the funder, different funding type, grant number, and all. If you want to give, you can give from here. The people who are involved in this, I had mentioned two people and their affiliation roles, and certain actions or actions you can perform, like you can edit or delete about the individual. You can add the ORCID ID or email of the people. uh, you can put a plan overview here, write the plan using based on these parameters like data collection. How will you collect the data? How will you perform the data documentation and metadata? ethical and legal compliances associated with it, then storage backup, selection preservation, data sharing, responsibilities and resources. So for each of them, there are the questions. It's like questionnaire which you have to fill, which is related to your data. So as a researcher, it is considered that probably you may not be aware, or certain things may not be clear to you though. So that is why here in the right side you can see we have guidance and other aspects. What questions when it comes to what data will you collect or create, the questions which you have to consider here is what type or format or volume of data. Do you choose format and software enable sharing and long-term access to data? Are there any existing data that you can reuse? And all will come here. You can see there are different considerations which they have listed here when you are collecting the data. Then once you have filled this, all other aspects also you have to fill. So how what happens is in our syllabus, or we ask the questions, or we have find the questions like certain cases will be given to you, and based on that case you have to create your own data management plan. You can use this tool, DMP online tool, and create your own plan. Once you have created your plan, you can download it, or share it to the other people. So for downloading, you have option. You can download it in various form like PDF, HTML, CSV, or any other form. Usually we prefer PDF, and you can download your plan in the size or margin, or everything as per your requirement or need. So here you have other options like which things you want to download, like project detail, cover sheet, or question text and section headings. Some of the questions probably you must not have answered. So those questions also if you want to download and all. So this is how you go for creating your own data management plan using the tool called DMP Online. So till now we have discussed about two major tools or systems which we have covered in uh, which we also covered in our i- practical classes. The another component which is another component which um, we were supposed to or we had covered actually. Just a second, I am looking at the syllabus. um, just so here what we can do is after okay, then yeah, set one. Yeah, other than that we have certain platforms like Scopus and all. From there we have to access certain resources. I just want to show here from here itself DOE library. From DOE library we can use um, or we can access DOE library. Already I have all of you have already got your whoever communicated to me, or um, whoever many of you have already got the mail. Some of you have not got your credentials. So those people, they contacted me and I had shared their credentials. So what we can see here that this is our portal of Delhi University e-library. From here we can go and access the Scopus, Web of Science, um, or PubMed maybe. Here you can see ACS journals, API and APA, um, Africa Commons, or EBSCO, JGate, and JSTOR. Okay, all those are there. Um, we have access. Then yeah, we have Scopus or not? Yeah, Scopus we have here. So we can go to the Scopus and how to perform the advanced search and all, and that I would show from here itself. You can just go to read and go to, suppose you want to search some articles. Um, so here comes the advanced search options. If you want, you can put advanced search options, or if you want, you can search within the field, like if you are to search about some author or first author or abstract. These are the field specific search options, including ISSN based on DOI or CAS number. Like for instance, let me see, because I had um, already put DOI. Let me see if it provides me the correct search. So I think there is some problem with this. Okay. Uh, Let me just give, okay, instead of this whole, let us just give only this. And then, yes, if you see, this was the article which whose DOI we had. So this article we could get from the field specific search, that is based on DOI. What we will do is mostly we go by searching based on the article title, abstract, or keyword. So we just do a search, perform a search with keyword like maybe we will do advanced search. Uh, Advanced search fields. We will see. First of all, we have to put it here. Art, maybe library and information science. You want to just search from here, library and information science. By default, I think the spelling error, SCIENC is search. So we have around 26,580 documents which has library and information science in their article, title, or abstract, or in keyword. Okay, so we can see the advanced query here. So you can see title, abstract, keyword, library, and information and science. Uh, you can see here. Further, you can filter here your results, or refine your search. Like you can give a certain range, like from 2010 to 2015 maybe. Okay, so when you put it like this, earlier we had more than 20,000 records. Now we have 5,438 records. Then if you want, you can further dilute it. Like for instance, you just want social science data only, or arts and humanities information, only articles you want, and only articles which are written in English. Some keywords you list out here, like information science or article. Then comes country wise also you can find out that different country wise data also we are having. For instance, in the United States, we just put India. Then different source types, maybe journals and conferences only we are going to include. Remaining everything will not be included. Then source title and all we will not, author name we will not, publications will to the final stage. Final stage means the articles which are already published, or then affiliation and all. Funding, open access we can choose um, all open access options only we are. So we are limiting our search to this many options. So now let us see how many articles we could find. So we have only one, we found only one document, which is postgraduate education in nutrition in social Asia, sorry, in South Asia, huge mismatch between investment and need. So here you see these are the keywords which we put in title, abstract and keyword. First we search library and information and science. Then the publication year between 2009 and 2016. Before 2016, then we limited it to the subject area, that is social science and arts. Then limited the document type as articles in English, and limited the exact keyword to information science, or limited the exact keyword to article. And further limitations also we have put, which you can see here. So this is how you have to, if it is asked in the examination, certain um, prescriptions or certain instruction will be given in the question paper, so that you have to um, that you have to take into the consideration and perform the search. Probably it may not be always Scopus, but whatever platform it is asking, some of the platforms may be open access and some of them will be commercial. In case of commercial software, you should try to access through our Delhi University e-library. If it is openly available or open access, you can simply go to your browser and search for such a system. Like if it is asked like DOAJ, from DOAJ if you are searching, then simply you can go to web and search in DOAJ. Like I just want to show here DOAJ directory of open access journal. You can go here and search for the journals or articles. So here you have the option for the journal or article. In all the field, just I am searching a journal which has library as a keyword. So let us see. We have around 2,445 open access journals, which has somewhere library in it. If we go by all field, let us just go by title. We have just 21 journals indexed in DOAJ, which has title, which has library in their title. So you can see them. Um, you can go for searching of the here also we have option for the further refinement, like C journals or subjects or languages. These things can be refined, based on which you can refine your search. You can you can search not only the journals, but in certain case you can search for the articles as well. Here you have to put in the uh, put the check the article one and search the article if you want. Uh, in addition to that, we have other options, or what we can do is searching is done, then referencing is done, then yeah. Another thing what we can be asked for, maybe collecting the data using certain means, for instance, using Google form or using Survey Monkey, so that also you can easily perform. Here we have, you can go to your Google and search the form. Here you have Google Forms. You can suppose if it is asked that you create a questionnaire, so you can create a blank form questionnaire, you can create from here. You have multiple options, like for instance, if you want to add the section or add videos, images, text and all, import the question, add the question, all those options you are having. You can check your responses after publishing your questionnaire. Then you can create it as a quiz, different other options you are having to ensure that you are able to make a proper questionnaire. Then you can customize the theme here using different styles like header, questions, text, and other things. You can preview it, copy the responders link, or share with your other friends. And finally, you can publish it. The questions you can create here, different sections. For instance, the first section usually what we do is we create the individual's details like its name or roll number or maybe where the individual is working, and all those aspects are covered in the first section. That is the common practice. Of course, it can be done in the end or anywhere else also. So suppose you want to make a survey for just form title will be survey. So there's a description here. We are going to survey students, maybe survey students, maybe you can write like this. Some questions you can add here, for instance, maybe name. If you want to add personal detail, name as a short answer, or you want to give any kind of other options like paragraph will be little bigger than multiple choice, check boxes, drop down. You want to upload the file, linear scale, rating, multiple choice grade or checkbox, date, time, and all if you want to add. So here it is short answer text. You can make it required question, so one asterisk will be formed here. You can create new question from here, or maybe you can duplicate it also. Age, age also. Mm, age, after age, you just want to create another section maybe where just this one I just want to delete it. Another section is about maybe feedback. Feedback. Give feedback. So, for instance, you want to take feedback from here. You can add another question. How happy you are with the DUE library? Or something, just put here. You can by default it is taking linear scale on grid 1 to 5 scale. So this will be the better way to you can label the option like for instance, one is least happy, and very happy, or not happy. I would put it not least happy, rather not happy. um, just take it only one, and let me show you the preview. So the first one is the survey. Here we are going to survey the name and age, and next one will be okay. So these questions, since I made it mandatory, so that is why it is. Suppose I just put SD. Next is how happy you are with DU library. You can see not happy or very happy. If someone can give it, or clear selection. So this is how you can create surveys and all if it is asked to you, or during your research this is required also. So with this I feel in your revision now we can move to the theoretical aspect which we have covered during our sessions. These are the so till now in this first hour we completed the practical aspect of your syllabus or citation or research management. So now I would like to ask you if you have any question on the practical component of your syllabus or your uh, this paper. If you have any question, you can ask. Otherwise, we will move to the theoretical aspect. Uh, we have Deepali, Shubhas, Tannu, or Vishal. Do you have any of you have any question?
For practical, we have to practice all these things, sir.
Yeah, you can see the syllabus, and along with that, um, all the see this particular domain is such that all the theoretical aspect has certain kind of practice or certain kind of practical component. So all that is comes under the syllabus of this paper. So the things which I discussed are covered also in the practical classes.
Okay, sir.
Any
Thank you,
question?
sir.
Other question? Yeah, Vishal, yes, go ahead.
तो जोटेरो को आपने जिस तरीके से यूज किया है एक सिंपल मतलब कि एक बार रिवाइज कर देंगे सिंपल वे में जैसे कोई कंटेंट
देखो
डीओआई कहीं से पेस्ट कर रहे हैं उसके बाद उससे सारे
हाँ, सारा का सारा मेटा डेटा वो फेच करता है। आई जस्ट शो यू वंस अगेन, ठीक है, ध्यान से देखना, ठीक है। जोटेरो मान लो फॉर इंस्टेंस आप एक रिसर्चर हो और आपको क्या करना है, just चलो hmm, ABC something. So I added another library. So suppose you are very new and you want to use Zotero for your research purposes. ठीक है, तो आपके पास दो ऑप्शन है, या तो रादर दो से ज़्यादा ऑप्शन है। पहला ऑप्शन तो ये है कि आप मैनुअली आपके पास जो आप जिन आर्टिकल्स को एक्सेस किए हो, आप जिन आर्टिकल को यूज़ किए हो अपने रिसर्च के लिए, आप या तो उन्हें सिंपली मैनुअली आप उनको ऐड कर सकते हो। दूसरा आपके पास ऑप्शन है कि आप उनको उनके किसी यूनिक आईडी से फेच कर सकते हो वेब से, आईएसबीएन से या डीओआई से या पबमेड आईडी से या आर्काइव आईडी से या वेब कोड से, या फिर आप उनको वेब से, जैसे मैंने दिखाया था गूगल स्कॉलर से, आप उन्हें डायरेक्टली इंपोर्ट करना चाहते हो अपने लिए। तो अब आप चाहें तो आप उनको मैनुअली ऐड कर लें। मान लो अगर आपको एक जर्नल आर्टिकल ऐड करना है, तो आपको यहाँ पे व्हाट यू हैव टू डू, you have to add the title, the author's names, author details, abstract, publications, volume, issue, pages, and all those things. You one option is you can add it manually, जो कि यहाँ से कर सकते हो। दूसरा ऑप्शन है if you have DOI of that particular paper, or if you have the unique ID of that particular work, you can directly push here and enter. It will fetch entire detail, it will fetch as I showed in the previous example, ठीक है। या फिर another thing what you can do is you can add Zotero connector with your browser, and whatever you are searching in your browser, you can fetch it directly to your um, system, ठीक है। So this is how you can do it. Okay. And that is how I showed in the previous in this particular class itself. So now since the class is being recorded, I feel later on also you can get the recording probably. So uh, based on based on this recording, you can, if you have any problem, then also if you have any problem, you can directly contact me. Okay, here in SOL delay or exams, or maybe I'm accessible through phone also. Many of you know my number also. Okay, any other thing from practical side? So in practical, what we discussed in this revision class and also in our classes also, reference management, or first of all, we discussed about different tools which are related or useful for research, including for the search and retrieval, for the analysis purposes, for reference management purposes, or for the data cleaning purposes or data retrieval purposes, all that. And then after that, we discussed about reference manager Jotero. I showed it with the example. Next one, I discussed about a data management planning or data management aspect. Afterwards, I showed how to collect data using questionnaire in Google, using Google form. Then we discussed about in between, I think we discussed about searching using Scopus and DOAJ. So these things we revised, which we had covered in our practical sessions. Um, Tannu has raised her hand. Tannu, tell me, is there any?
यस सर।
Tell me.
यस सर। सर ये जो अभी आपने प्रैक्टिकल वाली जो मतलब कि पीडीएफ से पढ़ाए थे वो पीडीएफ कहाँ पे मिलेगी?
I think shared with you people, or it is in our oh,
सर ड्राइव में तो
repository.
मैंने अभी देखा उसमें तो नहीं था, उसमें
Okay,
सिर्फ ये
okay.
क्या कहते हैं मतलब कि जो हमारे
Probably you may be.
फंडामेंटल्स वाला।
Okay, okay. Probably you have different link. I will share the link also with you. I think you have my contact. Just after the class, you just text me. I will share you the link,
ओके
actual
सर।
link from where you can access it. And
ओके
also
सर।
the same whatever you have, probably we have multiple drives in that case. So in that drive also I will upload.
ओके सर। सर क्योंकि मैंने उसमें चेक किया उसमें तो नहीं थे,
Okay,
वो 4 ही
all right.
पीडीएफ है उसमें सर।
Okay,
इसलिए।
I'll share. I'll share.
ओके सर, थैंक यू।
Okay, so now let us move to the theoretical aspects which we are going to discuss or cover. Just a second. Mm, this is the what is the, so the practicals, we have presentations. So these were the aspects which we covered in the theory classes. Like for instance, we discussed, we started with fundamentals of research methodology. We discussed about the data collection, research design, research methods, then data management, scientific productivity, some metric studies, sampling and sampling techniques, research. This PPT we had already discussed, and then citation and referencing, then citation analysis. So one by one we will start. So let us start with fundamentals of research methodology, what we discussed in this. So here we discussed about what is research and why it is important. So research we consider as something related to inquisitiveness, or maybe something related to curiosity. So research starts from curiosity, and once you are curious about certain or any aspect, you start investigating it, or try to find out the facts and information or data to get your curiosity mitigated. So according to Redman and Mori says that research is a systematic effort to gain new knowledge. Then there are so many definitions of research, but majority of them, they define the research based on its process or based on its steps or stages. For instance, here Clifford Woody, he says that research is defining and redefining the problems, formulating the hypothesis, objectives, collecting the data, organizing and evaluating the data, making deductions based on the data, reaching to certain conclusion, and finally testing whatever conclusion you have made, whether it is fitting to your established or whatever hypothesis or objective you have started with. Then we have other definitions also, which we have already discussed in our class. So why we do research particularly? So the main reason for doing the research is related to problem solving, and we wish to work creative work always, and then also to serve the society, or to get or develop new aspects, or get the new findings, or get developing something which is useful or handy for the humanity. Also, government has certain directives, or for employment conditions also, sometimes we have to do the research. So the broader aim of research is to investigate the truth, whereas the specific purposes of a research includes gaining the familiarity of the phenomena. For instance, you want to know about certain research or certain aspect, like for instance, um, recently, if some new domain emerges, that time you explore the domain, or you start performing the exploratory study, and or the formulative research study, and get or try to gain the familiarity of the phenomena. So that is one of the objectives. Then you want to in your through your research, you also want to know about a particular situation or individual or group, where you descriptively try to understand about the phenomena, or about the individuals or situations or the groups. Then another objective of a research is where you diagnose certain kind of issues or challenges. Finally, you try to identify the cause and effect also, using research. For instance, um, for um for for suppose you want to study the impact of a certain aspect on library, so you have to go for a scientific study, or hypothesis testing for that. So such kind of objective also is there for research. When you go for research, what basically, first of all, you have to do is you have to select the subject or the domain or the topic, um, so which you get from certain idea or your own experience, or through the literature search. Maybe suppose you are working somewhere, and from certain local problems you found or you got, uh, then based on that you go for the research, or some experience you are having, and you go for research for that also. Many a times we go for research, or we choose the topic based on the literature review also. Then certain considerations we have to have for creating or designing a research. For instance, we have to plan, strategize, we have to identify time and budget, what resources we are having. Based on that, we have to decide. Then the certain characteristics are there for research. For instance, research should be systematic, logical, empirical. It should be objective. The result should be reproducible given the similar scenario or same scenario. You can accurately measure. You should be able to accurately measure, or quality control. You can ensure. The steps of research includes you choose the subject or topic, do the literature survey, then identify the objectives, create the synopsis, and procure the resources required for conducting the research, set up the experiment, then Um, after that, you execute the project and finally measure the data or collect the data, analyze the data, test the hypothesis, whatever we have taken before starting the project. Results also you have to write, and then you have to generalize your finding and draw the conclusion, and finally prepare the report. So this I have got from a book where how you have to research, if it is asked from you that what is the research process. So this is the simple example, or you can say workflow. You research, you define your research problem, and then review the literature. So in review of literature, two major things you do: you review the concepts and theories associated with your problem, or you review the previous works or people who have worked on the similar domain. Formulate the hypothesis, design the research, including the sample design, and then collect data, or execution, or you collect data based on different methods. Afterwards, data is analyzed, or if a hypothesis testing is required, it will be tested. And finally, the interpretations of the result will be made. And finally, the report is developed, or report is being created. Then another aspect is research article writing, where you have to find out the proper journal where you want to publish your work, and its a scope has to met with whatever you have written, or whatever ideas you are having. Then as per the instruction, you have to prepare the article. You have to ensure that each author's names are mentioned there, abstracts, highlights, novelty statements you have to include in your work. Then that in general, you have to include the components like introduction, material, methods, or literature reviews, results and discussion, conclusion, certain acknowledgements if it is required, and finally you have to give the references in prescribed format. Ethics is another aspect whenever you are studying the research in general, that the plagiarism should not be there, or certain ethics one has to follow. Then there are different types of research. Some are application oriented, for instance, applied or pure research; inquiry mode oriented, like qualitative or quantitative research; exploratory, based on research objectives, like exploratory or formulative research; descriptive research; diagnostic research, or hypothesis testing research. So these are the different research methods which we have discussed in our class also. And the fundament this work is this is available also in our drive also, so one can access to it. Now after this fundamental, we also discussed about the research design, that the research design is basically nothing but it is defined as a plan or architecture and strategy of investigating um, investigation. So where we have three major components of research design, which includes the planning, structure, and strategy. So planning is something which you do before starting of your research. You develop the structure based on which you have to cover, or what all considerations you should have in your mind. Accordingly, you strategize your research, and define that how the processes has to be executed, and different methods or tools will be used. So the major components of research design include there are two types of research design. You could say qualitative or quantitative. So in quantitative research design, we perform the experimental research method, correlation research method, quasi-experimental or descriptive research method, whereas the second design, which we say a qualitative research method, it has case studies, ethnography, phenomenology, or grounded theory. Each of them we had discussed in detail in our classes also, where the basic difference between quantitative and qualitative research design is, in quantitative research design we will have the numerical components or numerical data, whereas in qualitative data we have the mostly we have that information or data. It will be categorical, or maybe sometimes you can't even create into category, or it will be highly descriptive or highly subjective in case of qualitative research. Then you have to in research design, what we have to do is we have to describe the aims and approaches first, and afterwards identify population and sampling methods. So we have two methods for that also, qualitative, based on qualitative or quantitative research. We have to push our research further. So data collection methods, we have many data collection methods. It can be survey, observation, and other things also. After identifying the sample, we go for the data collection methods, and appropriate method will be chosen for performing the proper or making the proper research method. Then again, after the collection, data analysis again takes place. So if we have qualitative data, we have to follow qualitative data analysis methods, for instance, content analysis or thematic analysis or discourse analysis. Whereas if we have quantitative data, we have performed quantitative data analysis, we have to use quantitative data analysis methods, for instance, descriptive statistics or inferential statistics. So the major reason why we need to have research design is it is like research design is like blueprint of your research. For after reading the research design of an individual, one can understand that how research is being performed, or strengths or weaknesses, or the deliverables. All that can be understood if the research design is properly written or narrated in the write-up. Then also it helps in controlling the variance, helps different so there are different kind of variances or variables which impact actually the research. So some of the actual variables which impact the research, those we consider in our research, whereas there are some extraneous variables or variances which we want to eliminate, or statistically we try to mitigate them. So as I told that there are different kind of research designs: exploratory, descriptive, or hypothesis testing. So here the exploratory is the most flexible one, where we don't have to pre-plan design, but it will be like an outline. Whereas in descriptive or diagnostic research design, it is little you can say rigid, or we have to pre-plan everything. In hypothesis testing, randomization takes place, or it is also said as experimental research design, where the random selection of the samples and all takes place. So research design should be minimizing the bias or errors. It should maximize the reliability of data collected. It validates the research outcomes, and it helps getting the maximum information and provide opportunity for considering many different aspects of the problem. So this is about this was brief about research design. Then comes after research design, we also covered about different research methods. So let us just briefly discuss about them. Based on the approaches, we have qualitative, quantitative, and mixed methods. As I told that qualitative is something where the qualitative aspects will be there. Data will be mostly non-numerical. Quantitative one, we have numerical data, and mixed method, we have both. So the example of qualitative research is case studies, ethnography, grounded theory, phenomenology, or narrative research, whereas in quantitative we have surveys or experiments or time-based studies like longitudinal or cross-sectional studies. Mixed methods, we have sequential or sequential exploratory designs. Purpose specific classification includes certain research like research types like exploratory, descriptive, explanatory, and evaluative research. Their examples are given here. We have also we can also classify the research methods into time dimension, data collection, level of control, or based on logic also. So time dimension wise, we have cross-sectional or longitudinal studies. So cross-sectional studies where a single point of time we have to assess a population or phenomena at that particular moment. Like for example, if you want to study on certain suppose you want to study about COVID and study about COVID at this time or this moment of time. So there you have to use cross-sectional study. Longitudinal study can be taken on a period of time. Like for instance, starting with probably if you want to study about COVID, you study today, or then in future also you have to conduct a study. Um, so this longitudinal study, it is time consuming, and you have to include the panel, and those panel um, similar people. It is considered like similar people can be or should be included for multiple time frames to study the longitudinal aspect. Um, or longitudinally we try to understand or study certain aspect of a research. Then data collection based on data like primary or secondary data, we can perform the research. Primary data, we have the research where we include interviews or focus groups or experiments, whereas in secondary research we have literature review or meta-analysis we can use. Experimental or non-experimental methods are there also as research types which we can categorize. Logic based on deductive or inductive logic also research are categorized. So here if you see different types of research methods, how they can be grouped or clubbed. So mostly the case studies, ethnographies, grounded theory, phenomenology, narrative research or surveys, up to narrative study, these are qualitative research and are mostly exploratory in nature other than narrative study, and most of them are cross-sectional and primary data collection method and non-experimental, and logic wise they are inductive. Whereas as soon as it comes to quantitative analysis, we have surveys, experimental studies, or quasi-experimental studies. So most of them are either descriptive or explanatory studies, and again, cross-sectional studies are performed. We collect primary data and experimental data. And here, since we have much more precise data, we use deductive logic instead of going for the inductive logics. Then we have different kind of research methods which we have covered in our classes. Then comes sample and sampling techniques. So uh, before that, I just want to go to discuss a bit about data collection. No, first we decide the sample. So sample and sampling method. Here one thing I would like to make clear that it is not possible always that we go for census or we go and get the data from entire or all individual of population. So what we have to do is we actually collect the sample, and um, from the population we collect the sample, and that we have to collect the sample which is representative of that population, so that the instead, so the convenience or the advantage of such exercise is, you have to your money will be reduced, or time will be reduced, or then also you will be able to effectively analyze. The convenience will also be there when it comes to creating the sample out of a population. So the only thing which we have to consider is the population, that the sample should be representative of population. Otherwise there is no point of research. So if we there are two major components, one is population and another is sample. So entire group, or if you want to study certain aspect of a research, so the entire group who are the part of that particular or whom you want to about whom you want to generalize your finding, they come they are said to be as population, whereas the sample are the specific group that you will collect data from, or the size of the sample is always less than the total size of population. So that means the population of course will be always more than the sample. So here we have two major techniques: probability sampling and non-probability sampling. So probability sampling, we have um, four methods I have listed here: simple random sampling, cluster, systematic sampling, and stratified sampling. Whereas non-probability sampling methods, we have uh, convenience sampling, judgmental or purposive sampling, quota sampling, and snowball sampling. So here um, when you are we will go so as I told, that the reason for sampling, so the major reason for sampling is necessity. Sometimes it is simply not possible to study entire population. Practically it is not possible also. That is why, that is another reason. Cost effectiveness is another reason why we have to ensure that that the cost is not much, cost is not involved. Or if you for instance, if you are going to conduct a research on for whole India, your entire life you will be doing, but you will not be able to manage to get the data. Or probably even if you are able to manage the data, you have to spend your entire life for one aspect, which can easily be managed maybe with certain kind of confidence interval, or certain kind of statistics you have to use to mitigate the bias, and the representative results will come if you are using proper sampling techniques. So here as you can see here in the image, that this is the population, and you are able to select certain people from the population, and that is how the sampling takes place. Then the population is entire group of people or item under study. Then sampling, what we do is we the process of selecting a group of items from population, and then finally the sampling is created uh, through sampling method. So here, as I told, that we have probability sampling and non-probability sampling method. So probability sampling method include the simple random sampling, cluster sampling, systematic and stratified sampling. Whereas sampling, if we talk about non-probability sampling, we have convenience, judgmental, snowball, or quota sampling. So as I told, that probability sampling is sampling technique where researchers set a selection of you set few criteria and select the population randomly. So the chance of being selected for each member of the population will be equal. Whereas in the non-probability sampling, the researcher choose the member um, not based on certain predefined or fixed criteria, and so of course we try to get the equal opportunity for each member to be selected. However, it the chance of getting unbiased sample, or the chance of getting representation of each individuals in the group is less in case of non-probability sampling compared to the probability sampling. So here now we have simple random sampling, as you can see in the image, that in sample random sampling, suppose we have 100 students, we can choose any of them randomly. So that is that we say as simple random sampling. Um, another one is systematic sampling. Systematic sampling is like we follow certain criteria, like every fifth student will be chosen for the sample. Like if we have 100 student, the fifth student, 10th student, 15th student, 20th student, or maybe roll number wise, the students who has even roll numbers or odd roll numbers, so such kind of systematic sampling is called as systematic sampling. Then we have another sampling method, that is a stratified sampling method, where we divide the entire sample into two or more subgroups based on certain similarity. So for example, maybe based on age or based on gender, we first form the strata, and once the strata is formed, um, then we perform the simple random sampling, or any other sampling method is used. For instance, you can choose male and female, um, different strata, and then accordingly you can get or collect the data. Then comes cluster sampling. Cluster sampling is basically used for geographical areas. Quite often it is used for geographical areas. Like for example, you can divide the population into internally heterogeneous and externally homogeneous population, known as cluster. Like here in this case, like any city, you can take any municipal corporation area, and then perform the survey. So it may have like single stage, like every element with so we have different types of cluster sampling, like single, two, or multi-stage sampling. Like first or single stage is every element within the randomly selected cluster will become a part of sample group. Second one is two stage, where the similar to single stage, this is similar, but in addition, we use either samples. Another sampling technique will be used in two stage, and multiple techniques may be the extension of two stage. We can use multiple techniques to get the samples within the cluster. So this is about the probability sampling. Then comes non-probability sampling, where mostly we go by our convenience, or it is not always possible that we can go for probability sampling. So in that case, we go for non-probability sampling. Uh, so there are, of course, pros and cons of both the sampling methods. So non-probability, so the reason for that is, if if we are talking about non-probability sampling, there is a chance of biased result, or certain results can be biased. For instance, if I am choosing convenience sampling, and I have chosen a topic related to Delhi University, and what I did was I stood on one corner of university and start taking response from everyone, which is not always will be representative, because we have multiple campuses. Probably someone from South Campus of Delhi University may not come on the on that corner which is located in the North Campus. So the results, whatever we are getting, may be biased. So even though I used it for the convenience, or my based on my own purpose, but such in that case, we our result, whatever we are collecting the data based on that, the result will not be representative. So the first one in this case will be convenient sampling, so which is the most prevalent sort of non-probability sampling method. So um, here what we do is, in a case where extra inputs are not required for main study, we use the convenience method, or conveniently we collect the data. Of course, it takes very less time, and that is what is the advantage. However, the problem can be of sampling bias, as I told that different kind of biases will come into the picture when we talk about sampling. Quota sampling is another non-probability sampling method where the samples are got in the same proportion, and the quota is assigned. Maybe such kind of studies are performed in case of age or gender or number of students, to ensure that we get proper result. Another one is judgmental or purposive sampling, where we choose based on the own judgment or my researcher's own probably own understanding. For example, here given that researcher wants to study beggars, and he knows that there are 3 areas in city where beggars are found, and he collected the data from only those 3 areas. So these are called judgmental sampling. Another one is snowball sampling, which is very popular, and sometimes we are not aware that uh, who all are the experts or experts in a domain. So suppose I go and ask to one expert whom I know personally, and then that expert will tell me a few more experts. So those I visit to those experts also for the survey, and those then this keeps increasing like a nuclear reaction or nuclear chain. It keeps increasing. So that method is in this case is called snowball sampling method. So it can be linear, where we are taking only one response at each stage, whereas it can be exponential, where one person tells you more than one experts, and no more than one respondents, and researcher is taking all the respondents. Then another one is exponential discriminative snowball sampling, where we are discriminating certain part of the population of the result, whereas we are taking just we are trying to make it linear snowball sampling. There are different challenges associated with sampling, like there is always a chance of bias. Always when you go from population to sample, there is always chance of bias. Then it is difficult in selecting truly representative sample. Need for subject specific knowledge, changeability of sampling units, and sometimes it is not possible also to make the fraction or create the sampling. So these are some of the then we also discussed about um, then different scientific productivity matrices, like for the author level metrics, H index, citation count, I-10 index, article level metrics like citation count, alt metrics, or user level metrics, or journal level metrics like impact factor, Eisen factor, and other kind of methods. Each of them we had discussed in our classroom also, and we tried to justify or solve some of the questions as well in this regard. Then citations and referencing we already discussed in the practical session, so we are not going to discuss it now. Citation analysis is something which is newly, it's not very new, but uh, so we use citation analysis. We, as a library science experts, we use citation analysis to for the acquisition of the resources, or for the maybe for even for the weeding out of the component. So here what we do is we, based on the citation, we try to get certain kind of trends or patterns, uh, that how a particular research has been cited, how one researcher has cited others, or how other researchers have cited the what are the patterns, or how um, which particular article is being cited most, or who is citing most article, who is doing the self citation most, and all those aspects are covered in citation analysis. Um, Data collection also is part of our domain, as I told. We have primary or secondary data, where qualitative or quantitative methods we are having. We can see, the questionnaire is the most common way to collect data. As I showed, that nowadays in digital environment we have tools like SurveyMonkey, or maybe Google Forms, from where you can use the questionnaire methods. Interviews are another methods where which can be done face to face, or maybe remote conversation can also be done. So remotely, of course, remotely we have tools like Zoom, or Google Meet, and other things we can use for remotely perform the interviews, whereas a face-to-face interview has a generic meaning, which means you can go to the individual and ask the questions and get their responses. Observation research is something which, if you want to study about a phenomena or behavior or events, so you can be part of that particular event or phenomena, or without being part of that particular event or phenomena, you can study the study the behavior or phenomena. So that is those are the major methods for data collection we use. Then we also discussed about data management. Data management is something where the theory, or the reason why data management is required is because um, see, thousands of people are doing research, and they submit their thesis, uh, but finally they do not care that what about their data. Also, data collection is one of the major and tedious efforts, or stages of a research. So you collect the data and you forget about it. That is what happens in general. But think about a scenario where data can be reused also. If data can be reused, a lot of time and effort will be reduced, and one can uh, uh, easily verify also the fact that, if suppose I have done a research in 2010, and after 10 years someone is also doing the research based on the similar aspects, so what will happen? The results, uh, it will be really useful for longitudinal studies. Maybe, of course, the group or focus group will be different, but then also, that based on data, certain correlations can be made, if data is being stored or kept properly, or shared with the next generation. So that is why data management has become very important aspect of our domain. And library and information science people, there are vacancies for data librarian, or new domain has emerged as data librarianship. So that's where data management is required. Here there are two kind of major data. One is government data, another one is research data. So for research data management, we what we do usually, we create or gather the data, use open standard for data, describe it using metadata, classify it using ontologies, uh, keep the backup, taking the backup and archiving it, so that in future it can be reused. Again, as I told, that data is valuable asset, and creation of data takes a lot of effort and time. So if it is reused, it will be better. So there are policies like NPDSA. Government data is being government data are issued. We had discussed in our class that at datagov.in. In case of data, Indian data, it is datagov.in. For Australia, it is datagov.au, or in case of US, it is data.gov. So these are the platforms where data is stored and kept. So before collecting the data, or before managing the data, we have to create or make the data management plan. So data management plan is nothing but a formal document that outlines how data has to be handled. Then data curation is another aspect where we process or gather or maintain the data in repositories, and we try to make sure that it is being used in long term by the individuals. Another aspect or another thing which we discuss about data um, is data analytics. What we have to, our role is, or in library and information science domain, probably data analysis is not something which we do, but we try to make the data analytics ready. So so that is another aspect of data management. Another one is data storage and organization, where we store the data in different data repositories like CCAN or Dataverse are the example of data repositories. We have to make sure that we have standard metadata also for data. DCAT is considered as domain specific um, metadata schema, or data specific metadata schema. Then After that, we have uh, different tools and technologies which are required for data management. For instance, spreadsheets curation. Spreadsheets are there for curation. We use OpenRefine. Repositories are used for storage like CCAN, DCAN, or Dataverse. Analytics, for analytics we have R Studio. Of course, R Studio is not for analytics, but that's just environment of R. For visualization, we use Excel. We have different data ethics and policies also, which one has to be understood about. Then there are the components we say FAIR principles, which means findable, accessible, interoperable, and reusable. That means the data should be findable, or information, whatever we are going to manage, that should be findable, accessible, interoperable, and reusable. We also there are the strategies for ensuring findability. We use the metadata, descriptive metadata, to ensure accessibility. Um, we determine what to share. Interoperability, we use the open available standards like XML, and reusability, we consider about different licenses or rights. So with this, we complete with data management aspect as well. I think more or less we are done with it, and I request all of you to go through with this drive. I will share the link with some of the students, probably whose number we is with me, or you can just contact me. I will share with you the link also. Already it is shared in our drive also. So um, if you have any other confusion or doubt, anything, you can visit SOL, and we are then other than that, we are available over, sometimes we are available on phone also. So with this, I request you all, if you have any questions related to any aspect or any component, you can just ask. Do you have any question?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
Vishal,
sir.
tell me.
So, in the class, sir, it is regarding the periodical assessment. When will we held the periodical assessment?
Um, I think it is going to start very soon, probably fifth. I am not sure actually. Uh, Initially, it was about to start from 20th, but I think now it is about to start on 5th. But I request you to verify from our website. It is available. The exact data is available there. Yeah,
और सर
exact data.
एग्जाम्स का लगभग लगभग कौन से मंथ
एग्जाम्स जो है, एग्जाम्स आपके मई के एंड में होने हैं. So probably from 26th, it is going to start, and it will get over on 29th for this semester. So, but I would say you wait for the date sheet, and you
श्योर सर
verify from there. Yes. but this is the broad information I can say.
एक और जो हमने प्रोजेक्ट वर्क अपना बनाया है उसको हमने उस ईमेल आईडी से मेल कर दिया है, तो क्या उसका कोई कंफर्मेशन ऐसा कुछ आएगा या फिर उस पे कोई ऐसा इशू या कुछ ऐसा है कि
अगर
हमारा
कुछ
प्रोजेक्ट
अगर
वर्क सबमिट हुआ या नहीं हुआ?
if there is any issue you will be informed. If there is no issue you will not be. Then in that case what you have to do is you have to take your project during the project examination. The hard copy of the project you have to carry with you.
तो अगर कोई मेल वगैरह रिसीव नहीं हुआ, इट मींस कि वो एक्सेप्टेड हो चुका है और हमें वो हार्ड कॉपी लेके आना है।
Yes.
ओके सर,
Mm.
थैंक यू सो मच सर।
Mm. Is there any other question?
हेलो सर।
हाँ, Tanu, you have another. Yeah, tell me, tell me.
सर प्रोजेक्ट रिलेटेड था मेरा, मतलब कि प्रोजेक्ट बन गया है तो मतलब उसका क्या, उस पे सिग्नेचर वगैरह उस पे नहीं कराने, जो हमने उस पे पहले करा लिए थे वही होंगे या फिर
No, you
प्रोजेक्ट
have to get
बनवा?
it signed. You have to get it signed.
अच्छा, जो सर आपने कंसेंट लेटर वगैरह भेजा है उन्हीं में साइन करवाना है क्या? अच्छा, उस पे
Consent,
साइन करवा
there
के
will be certificate. Certificate will be issued by